Real quick, my friends, before we get this video started, don't mind the dually in the front lawn. That's not what I'm here to talk to you about. And don't worry about that. But before we get this video started, guys, shameless plug of the video. We just restocked the website for Wrenchworks giveaway number 9, the single cab, the G56 build with the trailer. If you guys have not heard already, you're probably living underneath a rock a little bit. But Wrenchworks giveaway number 9, which is now live through December 12th. We will have a winner right before Christmas hits, right before the holiday hits. This entire setup, along with 10,000 bucks in cash, is going to be underneath a tree for someone. And I'm telling you, you're not going to want to live with the regret of not getting entered to win this. So website has been restocked. Go get your entries, guys. If you, again, we'll go through this real quick and we're going to get into today's video. You get entered to win the entire setup by going to wrenchworks.com, our website. You pick up a hoodie, a t-shirt. Every dollar that you spend counts for automatic entry. So you go through, you grab some gear, get yourself a gift, get somebody else a gift. Doesn't matter what it is, anything on the website, including gift cards, automatically gets you entered. So you spend 20 bucks, depending on the entry multiplier, which right now we're doing 10 times entries. You get entries based off that, and you get an email with all of your entries. So anyway, head to the website, grab your entries, get entered, because Christmas could look a whole lot different for you by just picking up a new t-shirt, whatever have you. But anyway, guys, let's get the video started. Let's roll. What's going on? Welcome back. It has been a while since we have caught up from our last track day, and that's where we're going to kind of lead into this video. This video is going to be a little different. It's going to be different, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. Ain't that right, Michael? What we have got a silent mic takeover video coming at you. Now, what that means is, unfortunately, I can't be here all the time, every second of every day, as much as Michael would love every bit of that. You know, there are unfortunate things. I need to fix my hat here first. You know, I get pulled a lot of different directions. A lot of times I can't be here. I gotta be doing a whole bunch of shit that's not really important to you guys. But anyway, that's where Michael comes into play, just making sure everything here is just top-notch A1, nothing but on top of it. But anyway, guys, I have to kind of leave, but there's some things going on with the 05 that we need to kind of fill you in and kind of inform you of. And I'm leaving the camera with Michael, and Michael's just going to have a little one-on-one time. So make sure your listening ears are on, because I'm sure he's going to drop some knowledge at some point in this video. You might see me bounce in and out, but for the most part, you know, Michael's just going to take care of it. So that's, you know, that's what teamwork makes the dream work, okay, people? And that's kind of key and important for everything that we try to do here on a day-to-day basis, whether you guys think we just sit around and twiddle our thumbs or not. Anyway, so, you know, we're gonna help Michael with the intro here. So we've got the 05, we've got our last track pass, which was amazing. But, you know, nothing's really wrong or broken.
Are you sure?
But there are some things, race truck wise, that need to be kind of upkept and done. Just take her away a little bit here.
Behind the scenes, we're trying to be. I mean, you always try to be faster. So we're putting a tighter converter in it. That's really what it all stems around. So.
Yep. So the transmission, there's really nothing wrong with the transmission.
Very nice words, but happens to be wrong.
If we were at the track and we were still trying to go faster and faster, we would still be running the truck faster and faster and faster. We've talked about the converter needing to be changed, which our boys over at Suncoast took care of us. We have got a tighter converter there to go in the truck, because what we have is too loose, so Michael's gonna go ahead and do that. Now, because the transmission is coming out to change the converter, and because Michael's just so awesome, we are going to basically tear the transmission down just to make sure everything looks top-notch in there, in case we find something that's halfway worn or quarter of the way worn, or maybe nothing may be worn. We're not really sure, but seeing that we have the downtime before the next track outing, we're gonna continue to try and go faster, so there's no point in not trying to hit the reset button and get as fresh as possible before we go back out, because fresh is always fast.
Perfect.
Fresh is fast, baby. Fresh is fast. So there's a couple other things that need to get done to the truck that Michael's probably gonna go over with you guys. Some stuff that we've been running into. But again, we're really just maintaining a race truck and kind of making sure that it is top notch throughout. Okay, that's it. Last thing I'm saying, see you later, goodbye, have fun with Michael, and here you go. They're gonna say I already talked too much. They're already, you know.
And I didn't talk enough, or loud enough. Loud enough.
Yeah, Ray, there you go.
Yeah.
You have to yell. Okay, have fun with Michael.
Well, a little check-in here with the trans. You just saw us pull out. This was the first evidence of a problem. We had some like really dark stuff in here. You see some clutch material down in there. And then that led us to these clutches, overdrive brake clutches. These are applied when overdrive is turned on or fourth gear is turned on, and they are warped and hot, destroyed. So we'll have to investigate on what happened with those. And then in bigger news back here, the input shaft is really upset. It's probably the lockup engagement time. Like it's really grunting when when a lockup is applied. So there's just a big jump there in RPM. It really gets down in the torque and really puts some wear and tear on parts. So besides that, there's a little bit of heat in direct clutches. I'll probably just put those in. Probably put a couple new ones in. You can see that those lines in there, a little bit of heat. But other than that, we'll get stuff cleaned up and get some parts ordered, start getting stuff put back together. A little mid valve body catch up. I try and disassemble all the little valve springs, solenoids, everything. Try and get every little piece of dirt out of there. The littlest pieces of dirt can hang up some of these valves. Probably saw me messing with this one. I had a valve that was hanging up a little bit. Just kind of cleaned it up with a little file and it seemed to move okay again. And then I try and keep all these as they come out. So like it's laying there with its spring, and then I'll brake clean those rather than stick them in the parts washer. Like I stick these in the parts washer to get them really clean. That way there's just no misorganization, everything goes back in right. That's just kind of my process. So another thing going on while we're cleaning and getting the rest of the trains back together, we have some clutches being soaked just in some Rubbermaid. I usually try and let those soak as long as possible, or as long as you can. Another important part to every diesel engine, we have our nitrous, we have our mother station, getting bottles topped off. They're 15-pound bottles, got 7 of them for this truck. So we'll get these topped off and ready to go. Another note to be had, I realized you probably saw me turn this bottle upside down or flip the bottle. So we stole the heaters out of the truck, try and warm this bottle up. And ideally this bottle will be cold, but as we fill it up, pressure rises and heat rises. And there's an orifice tube that goes all the way down in here. And this is all done by weight anyway, as we have our scale. So you guys new to nitrous, if you flip the bottle upside down, the orifice tube goes up and the weight goes to the bottom, so the nitrous from the mother bottle can get in this bottle a little easier. If you're at the track, that can help way more than at home, but especially without a pump, but keep that in mind. Before we get back to the transmission, another problem that we've been having is throwing this power steering belt. I think we're just running a lot of RPM for running belts anymore. We've talked to Cody Fisher and Brett Markham. They both run like a gear drive power steering pump. So we were going to try and go that route, get rid of the belt altogether. That way all we're running is a belt on the alternator. If we lose a belt on the alternator, it's not as big of a deal as if we lose a belt on our power steering pump. We lose power steering, and the most important thing is we lose our brakes. So we don't want to do that. We've got our D&J front cover that we can run auxiliaries off the CP3s. And after talking to them, we've got their adapter piece, their new CP3 nut, and then we have this Waterman adapter. And then we go to a Waterman adapter, another Waterman adapter, to this KSE pump. So after getting all that lined out, figured out, and we'll be driving it with this hex drive. It's basically just an Allen. It's a 3/8 drive Allen. So that'll go here, like so. And this will go in here. We'll cut that down for size, and that will be driven there. And hopefully we won't have any more no brakes, no steering problems next time down the track. So yeah, we'll get this apart. getting super tight here, trying to get that pump in there. So I'm gonna pull the fan shroud, maybe the radiator, but hopefully we can get away with just pulling this fans out and making a little bit of room in here. Looks like we got a little clearance there. Probably move this support up a little bit and get this thing back in there. Making spider webs. Can't forget about the inside too. Here's an underview of the power steering pump. The last portion of all this is the alternator belt. So I've got this belt off of it. We cut a rib, let's see if I can get that to focus. We cut a rib off of the belt to make the power steering belt fit a little nicer so they wouldn't rub. So we'll put this 4 rib back on it and hopefully be a little bit more reliable there too. Alternator belt is on, power steering pump finished up. We have a new input shaft that came. This is the same shaft, maybe updated. Suncoast 27 spline input. You can see our old one here. The spline's twisted a little bit. For everybody asking why we're putting the same one in, there's a little bit of want to go play some more, want to go to the track, and then there is some of parts availability, trying to get the new stuff in, new bigger stuff. We were talking about trying to go to like a 35 spline Sonex shaft, but that requires like a new converter, a little bit of pump work. Like it just snowballs real bad. So still trying to play a little bit more, and then so we're gonna get this in. We just got a new converter already. Like we weren't planning on doing shafts this trip anyway, so put this in, get that other converter in, and then hopefully go play a little bit. check in real quick. Got the transmission bolted up, and then checking for our torque converter to flex plate movement. We're trying to get like 200 thousandths there. Looks like we're close, and we can move this back and forth to see. Wow, I'm all over the place. Yeah, so it's got some nice movement in it. And then another thing I probably should have shown you before we put the transmission in, but you might be able to see that. Maybe. That's the first hole in the flex plate. Suncoast runs like more of a oval hole in one of their holes for the flex plate. And because we're running 12 bolts in this flex plate to torque converter, we can just start on that hole and then rotate everything through and not have to hit them twice. We can just go 12, which does seem like a lot, but we can just do 12 and then run it through and be done instead of having to go over twice and you're really doing 12 anyway. So we had some problems with the torque converter bolts coming loose when we were chattering the tires real bad a while back. So we just put 12 in and kept 12 in it. So yeah, we'll get those in and keep going. Back in the shop, got the weight of the truck off the tires, looking over everything, no leaks, nothing crazy. Got some data pulled up just through EFI Live. Got a bunch of stuff you just saw us spooling it up out there, so trying to get it dialed in. There's some we have a limiter that we try and leave on a button. Ryan's been tuning all that stuff, so I'm gonna send him a log, get all this stuff shut down for the night, and try and get something from him. Maybe we'll try and get another spool up testing before the end of the video, but might try and turn the idle up while Ryan's in there messing with some of the staging tunes. It's really hard, or it's not really hard, it's just harder to turn at. We have like an idle at 850 right now, so trying to get some of that ease in the wheel back, maybe just by bumping up the RPM, but I'll let you guys know.
Well, it has been a few days. Oh wow, messed up that handle grab. You know, the hand and anyway, Michael, how are we? Guys, we are definitely a few days later on this video, wrapping it up, but we are finally back in the shop. Michael has just been taking it over, doing a great job, absolutely killing it. And we've got some stuff to go over and review here because I haven't been here. I've been kind of in the background hiding from you guys, but Michael has been killing it. So we've got the unit back up and running. We got freshy trans, We've got power steering. We've got some parts that have made their way from the table back in the truck. So one thing that I do want to hit on real quick is, you know, we are doing things that aren't really completely normal or that have been done before. Again, we have been very, very fast with this truck. We are making a whole lot of power. And going fast and making a lot of power isn't necessarily the hardest part of what we're doing. It's the fact that we are coupling that much power with this much weight. And what takes the most amount of abuse in that entire scenario is the transmission. And the fact that we're doing what we're doing and the fact that it is living and we may run into a little hiccup here or there, this much weight and that much power takes some really, really good pieces and parts to even think about working. Yep. So again, huge shout out to the guys over at Suncoast. You guys know that we've been working with Suncoast for a very, very long time, ever since the start with Muldoon's. So that input shaft that was in this truck has been in there for, shoot, I think the entire existence leading up to this much power and this many stages. So that shaft is a really, really, really good shaft. It's a bad unit. It's just a bad unit. So anyway, new Suncoast converter, new Suncoast parts, new Suncoast input shaft again. I harp on it a little bit, guys, but a lot of the things that we do around here wouldn't even be possible without a lot of the great companies behind us. Suncoast being one, Muldoon's being a very close second in the transmission department, but a lot of good people across the board, and that we're very, very thankful for. But anyway, guys, I was just saying, huge thank you to all the guys who stand behind us, that help us, and we couldn't do it without them. And of course, then you got Ninja Michael over here just bringing that whole, triangle together in the transmission department. So, yeah, we've got some steering now, guys. I know everyone was on me about safety and the belt, so we got that taken care of with the KSE power steering pump. Yep,
and then now the idle's at 1,000, and it steers much better, right?
Yep. Oh, million times better. Yep. Million times better. Especially when the belt's off, for sure. When the belt comes off, you got zero. So you guys hear us mention a little bit the laptop stuff. Our good buddy Ryan from Hardway Performance, the Milliken, you guys know, or maybe you don't know, you see us fiddle farting around with the laptop a little bit here or there. He is the man behind all of that too as well. So huge shout out to him. A lot of some of the converter changes and the limiter stuff that we're doing is really all capable because of him. And when we change transmission stuff, that also takes some of that and needs to be changed. So he has been beyond awesome to kind of get us squared away in that department as well. If we're giving credit where credit's due, you know what I mean? Yep. So anyway,
that doesn't happen without all that. And like, he can change it in 50 RPM and it doesn't seem like a lot, and it makes or breaks the pass. So
yes, a lot of tweaking when you're trying to do these things. So anyway, but yeah, we got a transmission, we got a new converter. We're trying to go faster. That's the whole premise of it. We can steer now, and yeah,
the safety. Trying to get the safety up. Yep.
Psh, safety. Never heard of it. OSHA. Never heard of her. But anyway, guys, we're back in business. I'm not sure if I forgot anything. Didn't mean to take over your takeover here at the end, but that's all the silent mic you get for right this second. All right, keep it down. All right. We'll get him back on here. The next time I have to conveniently disappear while he's doing everything. And sorry. Anyway, cut. Guys, we're back in business. We are going to the track. I don't care how cold it is. I don't care what we have to do. We are going to try to continue to be faster while it is currently winter outside, which is very inconvenient. Track does really odd things when it's cold, but we're not gonna knock us for effort. I can guarantee you that. So, and again, huge thank you to everybody who is getting it done with us, but we are gonna be at the track. Come whatever circumstance we got, we're gonna be at the track. So stay tuned, but that's a wrap. We'll see you guys in the next video. Go get entered for the single cab giveaway. If you haven't already, you need to now. I'm telling you, just get in or you're gonna regret it. You can't win if you don't take a chance. Anyway, we'll see you guys in the next video. See you.